never seems to pass me by. So I thank you, yeah, I thank you.
Hey, it's her birthday!
He shot and murdered my daughter, and he's walking free as me and you, and she's no longer with us.
Jacqueline's daughter was Cherron Miller, 31 years old, a mother of 4. And on September 12, 2019, Cherron made a decision that should have been the beginning of her new life. Instead, it became her last day. This is her story, not just about how she died, but about how she lived.
Mary and Ted, this case seemed cut and dry to this family who says they've been keeping close tabs with the DA's office here at the courthouse. They seemed like they had enough evidence and witness testimony for a trial to resume. Now they're just deflated. They're speaking out today, hoping somebody may be able to help.
Before we talk about tragedy, we need to talk about life, because Cherron Miller was so much more than what happened to her on that September afternoon. Born in 1988, Cherron grew up in Chicago before making Milwaukee her home. And if you ask the people who knew her best, they would tell you about her smile first. One friend wrote in her obituary, "You were always the light of the party. That smile could light up any room. And the heart you had was pure gold." Another friend remembered her differently, but just as lovingly. "You babysat my grandkids, a friend of my son and daughter. You hung out at my house. Now you're gone." Cherron was woven into her community. She wasn't just present in people's lives. She showed up. She cared for their children, spent time with their families, and became part of their everyday world. And then there was her relationship with her mother, Jacqueline.
But she could skate better than me, so I would be on the side of her to make it seem as if I was just as good as her.
It's such a simple memory, a mother and daughter, at the rink, Cherron gliding ahead, probably showing off, just a little. Cherron was 31 years old when she died. That means there should have been decades more of moments like that, a mother of 4. But what defined Cherron most wasn't roller skating, it was her children, 4 of them. Cherron Miller was a single mother, raising 4 children in Milwaukee. And anyone who has ever done that knows it's not easy. It takes sacrifice. It takes strength. It takes waking up every single day and finding a way.
When I was pregnant with Kingston, my son, my last baby, I did that on my own. My baby daddy didn't reach out to me, didn't ask how I was doing, didn't see if I was okay. I was homeless. All that living from house to house, all that. And I got 2 other kids. Not once, do you hear me? Not one time did I inbox a baby mama, did I inbox a friend, did I ride up a block, none of that. You know what I did? I got on my, you understand what I'm saying? I made sure my kids was straight, man. I made sure we was good. I made sure we had somewhere to stay. I got us a place. I paid my rent up for 3 months. I paid my light bill up for 3 months. Man, you know what I'm saying? Put it for wishes so I can get a car so we can have us a way around. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't never trip on my baby daddy, man. Because he, at the end of the day, the decision is not based on if he got a child with me or how I feel or how much energy I put into finding him. I do not sweat niggas, bro. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say, bro. I'm the G. I'm my ugly ass guy. I'm not finna call you every day, my nigga. I'm definitely not gonna text you first. I'm not finna be sending no good morning texts. I'm not finna be the one setting up no dates or telling you that I wanna go somewhere. I'm just gonna call or respond to another nigga who asked me what I wanna do tonight. Fuck you mean? Don't pick me up with intentions of fucking on me. Like, come on, my nigga. I don't really like spending time with people. If I'm on your line, I'm on your line. If I ever responded to you, if you got my phone number and I answered, I'm on your line. I shouldn't have to talk to you every day. Because I got ADD and I get tired of motherfuckers real fast. Motherfuckers just need to understand that people be having shit to do. You complaining to me about not spending time with you, find you something to do, emotional ass nigga.
According to her mother, Cherron had a close relationship with her kids. They were her priority, her reason, her motivation. She worked hard, she hustled, she made sure there was food on the table, a roof over their heads, even when the world made that difficult. She didn't have a comfortable salary or security. She earned everything through grit, and she did it while still being the kind of person who lit up a room. Her children were young when she died. They needed her. They still need her. Today, those 4 children are being raised by their grandmother, Jacqueline Brinson, the same woman who lost her daughter, the same woman who never stopped fighting for justice, the same woman now carrying both grief and responsibility, making sure those children know who their mother was, what she meant, and why she's gone. It's important to pause here, because cases like this often reduce people to headlines, to statistics, to victims. But Cherron Miller was a whole person. She had a smile people still remember. She babysat friends' kids. She made her mother laugh. She worked hard. She showed up. She loved deeply. She wasn't perfect. None of us are. But she was real, and she deserved a full life. She deserved to see her children grow up, to grow old with her mother, to live. And what happened to Cherron did not happen because of who she was. It happened because of a choice someone else made. Because the most dangerous moment for a domestic violence victim is the moment
We gotta
they walk
him. You
away.
know, he needs to get up.
And Cherron Miller made that decision in September of 2019. The reality of leaving. Here's something many people don't know. The most dangerous time for a domestic violence victim is not while they're in the relationship. It's when they try to leave. 75 to 77% of domestic violence homicides happen after separation, not during the abuse, after. Leaving represents loss of control, and for an abuser, control is everything. Cherron's family later described her as a victim of domestic violence, someone who had finally decided she was done. Her mother said, "I didn't know she was in a bad relationship like that." But by September 12th, 2019, Cherron had made her choice. She was leaving. She was going to collect her belongings and start over. It was brave. It was right. And it should have been the beginning of her freedom. Instead, it was the day her life ended. September 12th, 2019. It was a Thursday afternoon, just after 3:30 p.m. Cherron Miller went to an apartment near 52nd and Locust Street in Milwaukee. She was there to collect her belongings. She was leaving a relationship with a man named Darnell Kimble. This wasn't a surprise visit. She had made her decision. She was moving on. Darnell Kimble's mother was inside the apartment that day, and what she witnessed would become the foundation of the case. According to prosecutors, an argument broke out. During that argument, he pointed it at Cherron, and he fired multiple shots. Cherron was hit in the abdomen and the arm. Darnell fled, leaving her bleeding on the floor. She was rushed to the hospital. Her family gathered, hoping, praying. But the injuries were too severe. On September 13th, 2019, Cherron Miller died. She was 31 years old. She left behind 4 children, a mother who adored her, and a community forever changed. September 13th, 2019, Milwaukee police began their investigation immediately. And they had something many homicide cases never get: an eyewitness. Darnell Kimble's own mother was inside the apartment when the shooting happened. She saw everything. According to prosecutors, she told investigators exactly what she witnessed. She confirmed that Cherron had come there to collect her belongings. She confirmed there was an argument. She told police that during that argument, Cherron swung her arm at her son, and then she watched him pull out a gun. She watched him point it at Cherron Miller. She watched him fire, more than once. She saw Cherron fall, and she saw her son run. This was not a case built on speculation. This was not circumstantial evidence. This was a case with a direct eyewitness, a mother, against her own son. On September 18, 2019, the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office filed charges: first-degree reckless homicide with use of a dangerous weapon, and possession of a firearm by a felon. An arrest warrant was issued for Darnell Kimble, but he was already gone. For Cherron's family, the days after her death blurred together. They buried her on September 23, 2019. They held her children close. They tried to survive the unbearable reality that she was gone. And they waited. They waited for news that Darnell Kimble had been arrested. Milwaukee police searched for him. His name was public. The warrant was active. And eventually, he was found. Darnell Kimble was taken into custody. For Jacqueline Brinson and her family, this felt like movement. Painful movement, but movement. The man accused was finally behind bars. The case moved forward. Slowly, but it was moving. And then came the moment they had been waiting for: trial. Finally, a jury would hear the truth. Finally, accountability. Finally, justice. Except, that's not what happened. When the trial date arrived in 2020, everything depended on one person: the eyewitness, Darnell Kimble's mother. She was supposed to testify. She was supposed to take the stand. She was supposed to tell the court what she saw. But she didn't show up. She wasn't there. Without her testimony, the prosecution's case collapsed. There was no one else who could put the gun in Kimble's hand. No one else who could describe the moment he fired. And without that testimony, the case could not move forward. So the judge made a decision that devastated Cherron Miller's family. The case was dismissed. Darnell Kimble walked out of the courtroom a free man. The family's devastation. Imagine being Jacqueline Brinson in that moment. You bury your daughter. You take in her 4 children. You wait for justice. And then you watch the man who killed her walk free. Not because a jury found him innocent. Not because evidence cleared him, but because a witness didn't show up. Jacqueline spoke to the media afterward. Her words were raw. She said something else, too. Something that would echo for years. The ball was dropped for justice for my daughter. Dropped by a witness, by a system that couldn't secure testimony, by a process that allowed a murder case to disappear. And just like that, Darnell Kimble was free. The legal reality. Here's what happened legally. In the U.S. justice system, defendants have the right to confront witnesses in court. That means written statements aren't enough. Police reports aren't enough. The witness must appear, in person, under oath. When Kimble's mother didn't show up, the prosecution lost its foundation. Without her, they could not prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. The district attorney's office said they were searching for the witness. They said they intended to refile charges. But for now, the case was over, and Kimble was free.
This Thanksgiving will be another difficult holiday for the Brinson family.
The ball was dropped for justice for my daughter. It reopened the wound and it's all over again.
Learning Darnell Kimble, the man they believed to be their loved one's killer, was released without a trial.
He literally shot and murdered my daughter, and he's walking free. free as me and you, and she's no longer with us.
Years of waiting. The years that followed were brutal. Jacqueline Brinson moved away from Milwaukee. She raised her grandchildren. She tried to give them stability, but she lived with one truth every day. The man who killed her daughter was walking free. And Kimble didn't stay quiet. During the years the case was dormant, he faced additional charges, including felony gun possession. The same man who wasn't supposed to have a gun in 2019 was caught with one again. Still dangerous, still free. And Cherron's murder case sat untouched until 2023. May 2nd, 2023. Charges refiled. On May 2nd, 2023, nearly 4 years after Cherron was killed, the district attorney made an announcement. They were refiling charges against Darnell Kimble.
And my understanding, this all came down to one key witness.
Yeah, a witness who never showed up. That's why Darnell Kimble's homicide trial went out the window several years ago. Right now, prosecutors aren't saying what changed, but the refiling of charges signals that prosecutors are ready to take the case to trial again.
First-degree reckless homicide, felony gun possession, the same charges. This time, they said they were ready. They didn't explain what had changed. They didn't say if the witness had been found. But they said they were moving forward. A new warrant was issued. The family's response. For Jacqueline Brinson, the news was complicated. This was what she'd been waiting for. Another chance at justice. Another chance to tell her grandchildren that their mother mattered. But she'd been here before. Charges were filed once, and it all fell apart. She told Fox 6 Milwaukee that the refiling reopened everything. It reopened the wound, she said, and it's all over again. That's the cruelty of delayed justice. Families don't heal. They relive, again and again. Still, Jacqueline prepared herself to fight again, because if she didn't, who would? Where things stand now. As of the refiling in May 2023, there is still an active warrant for Darnell Kimble's arrest. Prosecutors say they are ready for trial, but first he has to be in custody, and as of now, his whereabouts remain unknown, which is where you guys come in. It has been more than 6 years. 6 years since Cherron was killed. 6 years since her children lost their mother. 6 years since justice stalled. And the man accused of killing her has still not faced a jury. Before we continue, if you're a returning viewer or this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to CrimeCore TV. This is where we take time to tell the stories that matter every single week. Thank you for being here. Now let's return to the case. This is what justice delayed looks like. Cherron Miller's case is not rare. It's tragically common. Domestic violence cases are difficult to prosecute. Witnesses recant. Family members protect abusers. Cases fall apart, even when the truth is clear. In this case, the witness was the killer's own mother, and she didn't show up. Why? Fear? Pressure? Loyalty? We may never know. But the result is the same. Justice failed. Through all of this, 4 children are growing up without their mother. They are being raised by their grandmother. They are reaching milestones their mother should be there for. First days of school, graduations, moments that matter. And one day, they will ask questions about their mother, about what happened, about why the man who killed her was never held accountable. Jacqueline will have to answer, and she will tell them the truth about love, about loss, and about a system that didn't protect their mother, yet. Right now, as you are listening to this, Darnell Kimble is wanted by Milwaukee police. There is an active warrant for his arrest. The charges are serious. First-degree reckless homicide with use of a dangerous weapon, and possession of a firearm by a felon. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office says they are ready. Ready to prosecute. Ready to go to trial. Ready to seek justice for Cherron Miller. But first, they need Darnell Kimble in custody. And that's where the community comes in. That's where you come in. If you have any information about Darnell Kimble's whereabouts, Milwaukee police are asking you to come forward. You can do so anonymously. You can call the Milwaukee Police non-emergency line at 414-933-4444. Or, if you want to remain completely anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers at 414-224-TIPS. That's 414-224-8477. Every tip matters. Every piece of information could be the one that finally brings him into custody, the one that allows this case to go to trial. Jacqueline Brinson has been waiting for more than 6 years. Cherron's 4 children have been growing up without their mother for more than 6 years. If you know something, say something, because this family deserves justice. Understanding domestic violence. Before we close Cherron's story, we need to talk about the bigger picture. Because Cherron Miller is not just one case. She is one of thousands. Every year in the United States, more than 10 million people experience domestic violence. 10 million. And nearly half of all female homicide victims are killed by a current or former intimate partner. Not strangers, not random violence. Someone they knew, someone they trusted. And here is the statistic that makes Cherron's story so tragically familiar. 75 to 77% of domestic violence homicides happen after the victim leaves. The most dangerous moment is not staying, it's leaving. Leaving represents loss of control, and for an abuser, control is everything. Cherron Miller was trying to leave. She went to collect her belongings. She was starting over. And that brave decision cost her her life. There is another critical factor in this case: guns. Research shows that the presence of a firearm in a domestic violence situation increases the risk of homicide by 500%. 500%. A gun turns a threat into reality in seconds. No time to escape. No time to call for help. Darnell Kimble was a convicted felon. He was legally prohibited from possessing a firearm. And yet, according to prosecutors, he had one, and he used it to kill Cherron. More than half of intimate partner homicides in the United States involve a firearm. This is not just about guns. It's about systems failing at the same time. Domestic violence, illegal access to weapons, and a justice system that doesn't always intervene in time. Warning signs. If you're listening right now and something feels familiar, please listen closely. Warning signs include extreme jealousy or possessiveness, isolation from friends or family, intimidation, threats, destruction of property, economic control, blaming you for their behavior. These are not signs of love. They are signs of abuse. And if you recognize them, you are not alone. And this is not your fault. Resources for help. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, help is available. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. You can also text START to 88788. These services are free, they are confidential, and they are staffed by trained advocates who understand what you're going through. If you're in immediate danger, call 911. Leaving is dangerous, but staying can be just as deadly. Please reach out. Cherron's legacy. So what is Cherron Miller's legacy? It is not how she died. It is not the failure of the justice system. Her legacy is her children. 4 kids who know their mother loved them. 4 kids being raised by a grandmother who refuses to let her memory fade. Her legacy is also the lesson her story teaches. About domestic violence. About the danger of leaving. About the importance of believing survivors. Her legacy lives in every person who hears this story and recognizes the warning signs. In every person who chooses to help. In every person who refuses to stay silent. Because Cherron Miller was more than a victim. She was a mother, a daughter, a friend. She mattered. Jacqueline's fight. Jacqueline Brinson has been fighting for her daughter for over 6 years. She lost Cherron in 2019. She watched the case collapse in 2020. She held on to hope in 2023. She is raising 4 children who should still have their mother, and she is still waiting. The ball was dropped for justice for my daughter, she said, but I'm not giving up. That is the message. Don't give up. Final thoughts. On September 12, 2019, Cherron Miller made a decision that should have saved her. She chose to leave. She chose a new beginning, and she was killed for it. Let me be clear about something. Cherron Miller was not killed because she deserved it. She was not killed because she did anything wrong. She was killed for doing what every human being has the right to do, speaking her mind, and refusing to accept being treated as less than she was worth. If you go through Cherron's social media, you'll see her own words. She talked about herself openly. She said she was loud. She said she loved to curse. She knew who she was, and she didn't apologize for it. And here's the truth. If you grew up the way Cherron did, in the conditions she faced, who knows what your language would sound like? Who knows what your tone would be? We don't get to judge someone's survival mechanisms. We don't get to decide that the way someone expresses themselves makes them less deserving of life, of safety, or of respect. What matters is this. Cherron knew who she was, and she was working on herself. She was growing. She was making decisions about the life she wanted to live. And one of those decisions was simple. She didn't want to be a second choice. She didn't want to be with someone who didn't value her as a person. She didn't want to stay in a situation that diminished her. That's what she was killed for. Not for being loud. Not for cursing. Not for speaking her mind on social media.
You sending me shit, cause I know you watching my live. I know you watching the live cause you steadily sending me inboxes, bro. Like, it's cool, bro. I'm not, cause you gonna make me say your name, fam. You gonna make me say your name, bro. Like, don't, stop inboxing me. For real, don't do that. Cause now you making me mad, bro. Oh God, like, that shit is uncalled for. Like, what? Like, I can talk about what the I wanna talk about.
Cherron was 31 years old. She had 4 children. She had a life ahead of her. And it was taken in seconds. Her family is still fighting, still waiting, still refusing to let her be forgotten. If you have information about Darnell Kimble's whereabouts, please contact Milwaukee Police or Crime Stoppers. Help bring justice for Cherron Miller. Help bring peace to her family. Rest in peace, Cherron Miller. Your life mattered, your story matters, and your fight for justice continues. Thank you for listening to this episode of Crime Core TV. If this story affected you, or if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please reach out for help. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. And if you believe in telling stories with dignity and respect, please share this episode. Until next time, stay safe.